Yes, I'm home in beautiful Maui. Check it out. Didn't want you to think I was joking or anything. This is the view out of my lanai. Big, huge monkey pod trees up there giving me all kinds of shade. Yes, indeedy. And what the heck? 4 months. 4 months I've been gone, and we're going to talk about these bar stools here. These bar stools, I had them reupholster these with sunbrella material. Now you'll notice this one here, this one right here is darker. That's because I just cleaned it. 4 months and they're already dirty. See the black spots on there? They're not too bad, but the guests have already made themselves at home and made a mess on there. But the good thing about sunbrella material is that they're washable and clean up pretty easy. And I'm going to take some Simple Green, my favorite cleaner right there, and I'm going to put that on there, not just on the spots. First, I see some spots I'm going to hit. I'm just going to concentrate on the little spots. They haven't been here that long, so it's not going to be too hard to clean it. And that's what I like about this sunbrella material. It cleans up nice. Okay, now I'm not going to just leave it like that because I could have water stains, water marks on here when this all dries. Okay, so now I'm going to saturate the whole thing. Make sure I do the whole cushion. Okay, that's what you want to do when you want to get a little spot out of something. You've got to go the rest of the way so that when it dries, it's all going to dry nice and even with no water marks anywhere. Kaboom. That's all I'm going to do with that chair cover, and I'm going to let it dry just like that. And I've got one more chair here to do. This is very simple to do. Anyone can do this. If an average Joe like me can do it, of course you can. I've got just a little bristle brush here. Nothing fancy, but I like to keep things clean, because if you don't, then more people than not are just going to make more of a mess on it, thinking, oh, they don't care about their chairs anyways. So I'm not going to be too careful about it, and if I get a mark, there's so many marks on it anyways, I'm not going to do anything about it. That's how people think, believe it or not, if they don't own the chair. Yes. You think I'm joking? Well, that'll be up to you to figure out, but that's what I found as a rule. It doesn't take long to do this. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to leave it just like that, and when it dries, it's going to be all nice and clean as far as I'm thinking. Now, I don't want to try to overdo any one little area. And once these dry, if there is another little spot, then I'll have to do it a little bit more, you know, and then I'll do the same application again. All right, Simple Green. That's the only cleaner you need. And I use this in a concentrate, and I've got a gallon container. I just went to Home Depot. Cracked me up. The first thing I did when I got back to Maui, I had to stop at Home Depot, and I got some Simple Green and Simple Green concentrate. Then I just have a container that happens to say Simple Green on it, because once upon a time they had this connected with that, and that was 10 bucks. Usually this is 10 bucks. So I thought, what the heck, I'll do that, I'll save the container. And then once it's empty, I just put a little bit of concentrate in the bottom, not very much, you know, just a bit, and then I fill it up with water. I don't know how many of these I can get out of one container like that, but way more than if you just buy one container of cleaner at the store. There's a tip for you. You'll save mucho dollars doing it that way, and you can clean your own chairs. And I wasn't even going to show you, but right here on my couch I had some marks, and if you notice, it's only wet in a couple areas. That's because there's so many colorations on here. I thought I would just hit the little spots, and I'm hoping that when this dries, I'm not going to get a little watermark, little watermark, little watermark. I'm hoping that. That's because there's so many different colors in there. But if so, what I'll end up having to do is probably do this whole thing. And you know what? I mean, here's the thing that you might want to realize, and it's probably something that I should go ahead and do right now, is when that dries, if you have a water mark staying there, then if you saturate the whole thing afterwards, that mark might just stay there all the time. So you know what? I think I should go the extra mile. Come on. Sometimes when you can't get something started, just put your hand on there and squeeze it a little bit and then go, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole arm. I probably should have done that before. It's still wet, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, there. Now I can kind of blend. Knowing that when it dries, I'm not going to get any watermarks on here. And I use simple green for all kinds of stuff. I'm not too worried about it when it comes to coloring like this. If you got a perfectly white couch or something, you might want to do it in one little spot first. Okay, so now can you see that when it dries, the whole thing is going to dry all together, and I'm not going to have any possibilities of having any water marks there when I get done. Okay, happy cleaning and welcome Maui. I didn't think I showed you this. I might have showed you this from before, but see, I had them put sunbrella material on these chairs too. Those were white chairs. They came with this whole set. That's a very nice set. And I didn't have any choice. I had the white chair pads, and they got nasty really quick. And so I got the sunbrella material. I quite like that color. And I took that all apart. I even had to I took this off, and then I had to take a little piece of paneling, you know, 1/4 inch paneling, and I put that on the bottom of it, or actually on the top right here, before they put the existing pad, the foam pad back on, before they wrapped it. And that's how I did that. And now they match this over here, and these are drying right now. I just put simple green on them, as you saw, and I've got things cleaned up again. Might have to look at this chair too. This one, you know, it's actually wearing pretty good, and I quite like how it's got all the different round deals going on, because that's kind of easy to clean, something like this. But you know, simple green, baby. And you know what? Let me just show you this here real quick. I've got a stain. I've got a mark right here on the floor. You see those right there? Let's just keep it in like that. Let's see how the simple green does there. You see that mark? The coffee marks and stuff. Okay? Now you don't have to saturate the entire carpet. For fear that you're going to get water stains or something when it dries. That's just not going to happen. Look at that. See how nice and clean that gets it? Now I need to clean the carpet, but see that's just from wear and a little dirt on there. Look at those white lines, will you? See all the areas around it? That tells me I've got to clean the carpets and stuff. But if you just have some spots here and there, see how white that is? I can't believe that. That's just one little bit of application. You see right here where this is darker? That's because this carpet needs to be cleaned. If I just do this right here, you'll see how good it gets. Just right this area. And so when I clean carpets, guess what I use for the cleaner in my carpet cleaning machine? I use Simple Green.